How you doing? I swear I make the most like evilest creepy looks ever.
Maybe we can be on chill tonight. Maybe I can give you chills too. We've been on a tragedy.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back home to my channel, right where you guys belong. If you're a new viewer, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. All of those things will be found down below in the description box. I'm so annoying. So for today's video, I've been drinking a little bit. Today's video, I am gonna be telling you guys a story. I don't think I've told a story here on my channel in so long. Like a good throwback story. I think the last story time I did was like some recent bullshit. Like I literally told the story like a week after it happened. This story takes place back when your girl was in community college, and I say this every time I mention this community college. It's the same community college that I dropped out of. I've mentioned this boy before. His name is Trevor. Was it fucking Trevor? I would say it's Trevor. I mentioned being in this relationship back in college. It was like my first like ever boyfriend, so to speak. I mentioned this relationship in a few of my videos. Trevor wasn't like completely a piece of shit. He has some good days, some good qualities. Don't know how I feel about this lighting. I'm filming outside because I be saying like the most reckless, boldest ass shit. See, now the fucking sun's in my goddamn face. Maybe I'll just get used to it. Let me tell y'all about this boy named Trevor, and like probably like one of the most like fucked up shit that's probably like ever happened to me ever in fucking life. Just kidding, not that dramatic. When I was in college, I was probably what, like 19 years old. Trevor was 20. When we started dating, like we were on and off. Like we were together for probably a total of like 3 months, but we were fucking on and off, okay? Which is like the first red flag within a relationship. If you're on and off within like the first 3 months, you probably shouldn't be with that person. Trevor was my college crush that I got with. When I got this boy's number, I was so fucking excited. He was tall, he was muscular, he got dreads, the fucking eye candy of the whole college. A lot of people had a fucking thing for him. A lot of the girls found him attractive, and of course like I did too. I'm not gonna lie, if I was me now and I looked how I did now, I would for sure think like, you know what, yeah, I got a fucking chance. But back then, okay, when I was like 18, 19 years old, I did not have like the biggest confidence in the world. I was super skinny, I had no titties, I had no ass, I had like a pretty flat stomach. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look how I looked in college, how I do now. Like these weren't there. When I found out that this dude had a thing for me and like he asked for my number and shit, I was just like, okay, like I thought maybe like I was going somewhere. Here I was, the most dorkiest girl dating the most, probably like the top 5 most attractive dudes on the college campus. He met my parents, which was like totally not even. So in order for me to go on a date with this boy, this dude had to meet my dad, and my dad met him, and that was just like, that was something else. Like Trevor was scared shitless, okay? Like he thought that my dad was running like his license and shit like that, like just some weird shit. We were pretty good, you know. We became officially in a relationship the day before Thanksgiving. I remember this distinctly because I had family visiting. I guess like my uncle was supposed to go get stuff for Thanksgiving, but he didn't. My boyfriend ended up like taking me home because he didn't want me to take the bus because it was like dark at night and shit like that, so he was looking out for me. My dad knew that my boyfriend was taking me home. My dad was like, hey, why don't you and Trevor go stop at Save Mart, back when Save Mart was still a thing. Why don't you guys stop at Save Mart and pick up some food, some stuff for Thanksgiving? Come by to the house, I'll give you the money, and then you guys go. So that's what we did. We ran into like somebody from high school, like from his grade or his class or whatever. We ran into this girl, she was pregnant, and they were like catching up and whatever. Finally, this girl looks at me, she's kind of like waiting for the introduction, and I'm waiting for the introduction too. I wasn't giving no attitude, I wasn't looking any type of way. These were two friends that haven't seen each other in a while. He looks at me, he's like, oh, this is my and he did this for probably like 10 seconds, stuttering on what the fuck to call me. During this time, Think Like a Man was fucking popping, okay? Steve Harvey was making fucking bank around this time. He had the movie, he had the book, he had a bunch of women following all these fucking steps and precautions. 90-day rule, the mama's boy, the prize fish versus the trophy fish. Basically, he had all that shit going. In the movie Think Like a Man, there was this particular scene with Megan Good and some fucking bald-headed black dude. Steve Harvey said,
now ladies, if a man simply introduces you as his friend, then please understand you are nothing more than his friend. See, if a man has a plan for you in his future, then he's gonna profess it. He's gonna attach a title to it. You're gonna be his woman, his lady, his fiance, or...
Is that a bunch of bullshit? Probably off the rip, it sounds like a bunch of bullshit. I mean, considering how our relationship turned out, Trevor called me a friend. Trevor said, this is my friend Rose. He got the rest of the stuff. He dropped me back off at my house. I was just sitting there. I was like, this boy called me his friend. We went on a couple of dates. We kissed. You're gonna call me your friend? Do you kiss your friends? I was really confused about the whole situation. I told my best friend about it, and I told my aunt about it. She was like, well, obviously he views you more. Maybe he was stuttering because he didn't want to call you his girlfriend, and you guys haven't had that conversation. You've been making out and whatnot. Like, how the fuck am I your friend? I gathered up some courage, and I ended up telling him, call me your friend. Is this what you want? I had that conversation with him. Honestly, I was too scared to read the text message. I opened the text message. I screenshotted it, sent it to my best friend so she could read it first. She texted me, she's like, B, you're gonna want to read this. This is good. So I read it, and basically Trevor said that he referred to me as his friend because he didn't know where we were at, and he didn't want to label me something if we haven't talked about it. He wasn't expecting it, blah, blah, blah. That is how we became boyfriend and girlfriend. And then a month later, we broke up on Christmas Eve. There's a story about that on the reason why we broke up. So now we're gonna get to the grand finale, which is why you guys are here. The whole Valentine's Day breakup ordeal. This was the first ever time I was in a relationship with someone during Valentine's Day. I had to move, y'all, because the sun was getting in my motherfucking eyes. Where the fuck was I? I never been in a relationship when it came to Valentine's Day. This was my first ever relationship during Valentine's Day. I had always been single. Mind you, like I said, I was 19 years old. I never really had a boyfriend, so to speak. All my friends had somebody to share it with except for me. I did get my boyfriend something. I got him what the fuck did I get him? I got him some candy, his favorite candy. I got him some simple ass bullshit. And he actually got me something too. He told me Valentine's Day, oh, come over to my house, we'll hang out, whatever. I went over to his house. Obviously his mom was there, which was I went up to his room, and on his bed he had a teddy bear and a box of chocolates, and it was so cute. I was so happy. I was so grateful. I wasn't expecting nothing from him. We were hanging out a little bit at his house. He was well, let's go somewhere. So I'm okay, let's go somewhere. We ended up leaving the house. He drove his mom's van. We drove around our hometown, which is Los Banos, for a little bit, and then we pulled over in this undeveloped housing neighborhood, whatever. In Los Banos, they have a bad habit of starting neighborhoods but not finishing them. So this is where we were at. In front of us was this big old romantic, empty, dirty field of unbuilt houses. We went to the back seat. We started fucking and whatnot. This is so dirty. We used condoms. I wasn't on birth control during this time. I forgot to add in this too. This was around the time that I got my nipples pierced. My nipples were freshly pierced. If it was Valentine's Day, I probably pierced them the last week of January. My boobs were all swollen. I was wearing this not a crop top, but a halter top. I flipped my shirt down so that way my boobs could this is going all bass backwards. When we were fucking, this is probably a little too explicit, but when we were fucking, we were doing doggy style. I'm on my hands and knees and whatever in the back of a van. Totally fucking cliche on Valentine's Day. He was hitting it from the back. I had my shirt flipped down so that my boobs could get some air, you know what I mean? They want the sweat and stuff to burn my healing wounds and shit. He finishes, we're done, whatever. He pulls out. He notices that there is a rip in the condom. Yup. So he's yo, I think the condom ripped. I'm fuck, we're about to be that cliche ass couple that's gonna get pregnant on a fucking Valentine's Day. Great. We get out the van. We're looking for places that got plan B. We weren't trying to be parents. We drove to 2 different stores. We went to Walmart. We went to Target. Finally, we ended up at Walgreens. It's Valentine's Day. Of course, all the plan B and condoms and lube would be sold out. We get to Walgreens. Of course, the plan B is all locked up because I guess there's some hood rats out there that be stealing plan B and shit. We get in line. We get up to the register, and it's in that security box, whatever. We get up to the register. This cashier had no fucking shame. She was hey, I'm gonna need the key to unlock something. And mind you, there's 3 other people behind us. Coworker was oh, for what? She saw the plan B. All 3 of the customers that were behind us were looking at us. We were some fucking heathens. She announces that we're trying to unlock the plan B thing. So he bought the plan B, because I sure as fuck didn't. My body's already at risk. The least you could do is play for the plan B. I told him, I was oh, can you take me to my best friend's house? Also, 50 Shades of Grey was premiering at the theaters. Trevor took me back to my best friend's house and dropped me off there. I took the plan B at my best friend's house in her bathroom. Texted Trevor, hey, I took the pill. Me and my best friend went to go see 50 Shades of Grey in theaters. Now, the next day, I hadn't heard from Trevor for like 12 to like 14 hours, which was like completely unheard of because he would always text me like, oh, good morning, what are you doing, blase blase. It was like 5 or 6 in the evening and I was taking a shower. I got an iPhone. I set certain ringtones and text tones for people, and Trevor had a certain text tone. I heard his text tone go off while I was in the shower. I was all excited. I was super excited. I was like, fuck, I haven't heard from you like all day, like where you been, like blah blah blah. So I get out the shower, I wrap myself in the towel, I sit on the toilet, and I look at my phone, and this motherfucker texted me saying, hey, I hate to do this over text, but I don't think we're gonna work out. Bitch, the fuck do you mean? What do you mean we're not gonna work out? Even back then, I've always taken the same approach as I do now. Like, if you're gonna break up with me, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. Or maybe I won't say anything. Actually, I'm more, right now in this phase of my life, if you're to break up with me over text, or say you don't want to associate or you don't want to be with me over text, I'm not even gonna respond. Text me that he don't think it's gonna work, this other bullshit, hope you get better or whatever the fuck, because he gave me some bullshit about how shit wasn't going right in his life. I don't fucking know. I was just sitting there and I started crying because I was like, fuck, what if this plan B doesn't work? What if I get pregnant? What if this? What if that? In all reality, like, I could have had like a fucking 4-year-old with this dude, like, for all I fucking know. I could have legit like had this dude's kid. Here he is treating me like shit and dumping me. You could at least like wait like a month. You couldn't wait like a couple weeks till I take the pregnancy test to make sure we're in the clear before you break up with me. Dodge the bullet. That is how I got dumped Valentine's Day weekend. I got dubbed Valentine's Day. It might as well have been Valentine's Day. How are you in a cute little relationship Valentine's Day, and then like you accidentally nutting a bitch, and then the next day you fucking like peace out? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry I like moved around in different spaces and places, whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If not, I'm sorry. Check out my other videos because they're pretty cool too. Subscribe to my channel if you are subscribed already, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm always posting cool ass, dope ass, thotty ass shit on there. See you soon in my next video. Bye.
Don't lose me.